Greetings, ladies and lads. Connecting everything, connecting the stream. And I think there we are. Greetings, ladies and lads, and a happy 11th. For the Americans, that of course means 11th, sorry. And yeah, happy Remembrance Day, I think it's called in English. Hope you had a good start into your week. And today, we are going to continue the project from last week with these lovely zomboids, the lovely zombies from Warhammer Quest, Cursed City. Following, come on, so much in terms for cable management, following one of the oldest speed painting guides that I've ever done. In fact, my oldest speed painting guide as a whole. So, we're going to have a lot of fun today. At least I hope so. And I wish for you all to have a very nice evening. Chilling, relaxing, painting your minis, whatever you're up to, washing your dishes. As we are painting up what I've considered to be one of the best zombie miniatures that are available in the broader tabletop scene. So, let's get right on with it. A little bit of a different music choice. I thought for a start this might make it quite nice. After which we'll of course return to the usual jazz. So, I'm very keen on getting these guys done. I've worked on them a little bit, since the last time, since where we left off. From where we left off, I'm sorry. I'm a little bit tired, so my English might not be the best tonight. And yeah. What I want to try to do is get them at least to the washing stage, if not further. And then, getting closer to my hope of selling it. The miniatures do look quite rough right now. That'll all change once the rest is done. Let me quickly change my music. Oh, hey. Sorry. Painting stream. There we go. The fuck? What are these? What? League of Legends Nightcore has been Hotels AMV? What is this? Am I 12? These are not my recommendations. Ah, fuck. The only thing I was interested in was the wreckage of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So. There we are. Okay. A little bit of a slow start today, but that, should never stop anybody. We are, after all, the smiths of our own destiny. Which, of course, stands in stark opposition to these zombies who have left their own agency behind to a time where they, treaded through the mortal world a little bit more fresher looking. Alright. Anything new? Well, the reveals were quite fun. The reveals from Games Workshop. I'm very happy that, as always, I didn't watch the stream, but in fact had a look together with Theinrich after the fact. Because I've heard it was quite the logistical and infrastructural nightmare. But yeah, again, that completely went past me. Kind of funny to see how, the richest company in Great Britain, a company with a net worth higher than that of the entire British fishing industry, fails to set up a proper live stream, something that even a $10 streamer such as I am able to put together. That being said, you know, hiccups always happen to anybody, no matter how long they are in the streaming business. And yeah, so I don't want to be too harsh toward them, because I'm fairly certain, you know, once I were to put out a like damning statement like, "Ah, how could they?" You know, Destiny will come back. Lady Luck will show me humility once more. And that will only be embarrassing by separating me from my own stream. Wow, it's really a little bit of a rough start today. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope you guys liked what was revealed though. I was quite hyped about pretty much everything they revealed. I'm of course, you know, my most anticipated reveal of, you know, the last weekend was of course Darkwater. And I'm very much keen on trying to get my hands on it as well. Though I'm fairly certain that they won't release it before Christmas. So that'll mean that it'll be left for a project that will at the earliest happen next year. So, quickly dry brushing these tombstones. I'm currently using actually a very dried up white scar, which is actually perfect for our use case because we do wanna, you know, as we are dry brushing, it definitely helps that the paint itself is a little bit more on the dry side. Usually I would recommend Administratum Grey for this task, but that one dried up completely. For some reason my paints have all decided to die on me. So I guess the fact that Christmas is right around the corner isn't the worst thing in the world. And yeah. Anything else? No. Next up, now that that's all finished and done, the next thing we want to take care of are the roots protruding through these poor civilians. And for that I would love to use Dryad Bark, if that paint is still with me. I think it just might be. Taking some of it on a, you know, quite big brush. I recently took care of all my brushes, cleaning them properly with, you know, liquid paint thinner and you know, dish soap and all the tricks that I've got off my up my sleeve. So now, wow, that's watery. Holy shit! Come on, what's going on here? The paint tired as well? A little bit better, not much. Not much at all. That's a bit worrisome. What else would I use instead? I mean, I could use a little bit of Mornfang Brown, that's in peak condition, and then mix it together with a little bit of Chaos Black, which I say Chaos Black, but this is in fact just a regular acrylic black from the hobby store. I don't know how it came to pass that I decided to use that instead of Chaos Black, or Abaddon Black for that matter, but here we are. I think I found the bottle in a in one of my old, you know, children's hobby storages. So I decided to use that because I already had it. Yeah. I'm actually not quite sure how long I'll be streaming today. Usually I aim towards, you know, between 2 and 3 hours. But I am feeling really tired. I don't know what it is. that pulls me down so much. But yeah, I could use a little bit of dark magic to pull me from the grave as well. Yeah. Apart from that, I do plan on streaming again on Thursday. Something that I usually don't do. I need to think, yeah. I plan on doing that, if not this week, then definitely next week. But, you know, we'll just see how we go. I'll of course keep you up to date on everything via the YouTube community page. I actually am in a very lucky spot right now that I actually do have vacation from university. You know, it's autumn holidays and I've got 2 weeks off. Those 2 weeks I'll be sure to fill with loads of work for university. For example, of course, you know, mainly my diploma. But apart from that, of course, when I do loads of stuff for YouTube, I've actually recently, and with recently I mean yesterday, updated to DaVinci Resolve 20. Before that I used DaVinci Resolve 17. But I was like, okay, if I have any, you know, current projects that I still work on or want to work on retrospectively again, I'm not quite sure if my backups will port over or if there's a chance of deleting them. So I held off on that. But then I realized, hang on, I'm actually 3 full versions of DaVinci behind. That's years of patches, updates, and quality of life improvements. And, you know, the projects won't cease anytime soon. I'm actually planning on editing a absolute metric ton of short form content to appease the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I was like, okay, that's roughly gonna be like 60 shorts or something. So yeah, I do want to, you know, maybe get those quality of life improvements and better rendering techniques, better editing techniques and possibilities before that. Otherwise I'll be still on DaVinci 17 till next year. So that's what I did. Really interesting stuff, the stuff that they added. Very cool, very sleek, everything. Very responsive, at least in my opinion. And the main thing is that, of course, I now am able to fully customize the UI to however I wish to have it. And I've watched a couple of tutorials of people who showed me how to do that. And yeah, all in all, great stuff. The people at Black Magic Design have really been cooking. And yeah, I'm all the more glad for it. And you will be too, because that'll hopefully mean better and quicker content. Oh shit. Oh, it fell off. Story of my channel. Alright, I'll glue that on later. I'll glue that back on later. Alright, anything else? No. As cool as these zombies are, I'm not actually quite like 100% sure how how speed painting friendly they actually are, because back in the day I got them, you know, completely done and very nice looking in like around about an hour per miniature, which seems crazy compared to my most recent speed paints, where I even got like the fully upgraded version done in like 20 minutes and the speed painting version in roughly 12. So, you know, but again, these sculpts and with all the details and stuff, I'm not actually sure if I could, you know, shave off that much more time from these guys. Guess we'll just have to wait and see on that. Or rather, guess I will just have to try better. Of course, there are some things that I could do to shave off more time. For example, simplifying the color palette, giving everybody more, you know, similar outfits, and not going too crazy with detailing, and, you know, the fact that we're working with like 4 different brown tones is also insane. You could definitely trim that down. But then I think like, well, you already paid so much for your minis. I think you should definitely always try to get the most out of them. Even if it means spending an extra 10 minutes. Or an extra hour in this case. Might think I would probably think differently if I had to paint like 40 of these guys. Maybe I should have done a revisit where I try to find a better speed painting technique, a better speed painting way to actually get them down to just 15 minutes. For all the people who play Soulblight Gravelords as like a proper Age of Sigmar army, and not just the 10 guys that come with the Cursed City. Huh. Maybe that's something for a later date. Though far later, I have so much other stuff that I want to do. Yeah. Alright. What else is there? Any interesting developments? For those of you who don't know, I actually do have recently created, rather recently, a second channel here on YouTube. A second channel together with my friends, and namely Theinrich and Hightower, of course. And on there we try to post a little bit more variety content, more gameplay related stuff, more experimental content, or so I thought, when it turned out that I was basically the only one doing something with that channel, to unfortunately, as I slowly realized, the detriment of this channel, I stopped that completely, and so far there's mostly like Project Zomboid gameplay on there, which is a little bit sad. I hoped much more from that channel. And I do think there is a chance of rekindling the, you know, pioneer spirit that got us to open up another channel. And so tomorrow there will be another stream on that channel as we try out, Hightower and I, as we try out Vintage Story, a game a little bit like Minecraft, though a lot harsher and slower. A lot more, it tries to be a lot more, you know, realistic, which I always love, a good challenge. And he and I tried it out today. He, of course, has a few more hours in than I do. For me, it was just today my first time playing it. But yeah, that was quite interesting. So I hope to see more of that tomorrow, because it is quite nice to do something else every now and again. Especially when you do something like Warhammer. I remember when I started like properly painting more miniatures, I got incredibly burned out after like a year and a half. Because over that time, the only thing I consumed, like, I lived and breathed Warhammer. I watched every single Lewitton video, I read only Warhammer books, all of my, only miniature painting as a hobby. I read the books, I listened to audiobooks about Warhammer, I played Warhammer games on my PC. And there came a time where it was just... where it was actually a physical, debuff for me to do anything Warhammer related. Like, it literally reached a point where I was literally fed up. I couldn't take any more, which was crazy. I didn't think that would be actually possible. I didn't consider that to be possible back in the day. And what I did then was I still painted miniatures, but I switched the accompanying completely to nature documentaries, which is an entirely different war zone of its own. But yeah, definitely a refreshing change. And in terms of YouTube editing gameplay content and more narrative-driven content is completely different to the way I edit Warhammer, painting tutorials and painting videos. So that was really exciting as well. And I definitely took a lot of, not only did it, put more fuel on the fire that is my burning passion for this hobby and YouTube. But it also helped me, get another perspective on editing, let me be more creative when it comes to editing with my usual painting videos, trying out different stuff. So not only was it nice to take a break, it also helped me in the long run to differentiate my content, diversify my content a bit and the way I approach videos. And I try to keep this explorative spirit as good as possible, as well maintained as possible. Which is why even nowadays, now that, you guys have actually been very amazing, I have to say that. I've been really, really happy with the amount of support this channel has gotten over the past few weeks. And, the growth, the kind comments, the people who joined the stream and joined the channel as a whole. Absolutely breathtaking, absolutely amazing, thank you. And that has only, put more fuel on the fire. And made me strive to be even better. And now that I'm actually on vacation, again, as I said, autumn holidays, there's just another perfect opportunity for me to really get the most out of this newly burning passion. With, for example, bunch of more videos that I'm currently filming, a battle report that is going to be shot these upcoming 2 weeks, roughly, at least this month. And as well as a terrain building video, more digital art content, and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys are happy with what I'm doing. As well, of course, the crazy big community project, this miniature that we got from eBay a week ago, and which I want to completely, give a crazy makeover and rescue, which will come out around Christmas. Speaking of Christmas and Advent, as a kid, I always liked to have a nice Advent calendar, especially a self-made Advent calendar that my parents used to do for me and my siblings. And my girlfriend actually had a very cool idea. She said she had the idea of making some sort of Warhammer painting Advent calendar, which would be in the form of a, something happening daily. So that would most likely be a stream. So we'll get 24 different miniatures, or different-ish miniatures. And each stream there will be basically a little bit of a Wheel of Fortune going on, determining what we'll paint on during that stream. And that'll be the Warhammer Advent Calendar. Every day, like maybe for like an hour or an hour and a half. And yeah. Until like the 20th, I think. After that it'll be maybe a big video or short form content, I don't know. Because around that time will be when I have to take some like few exams, present my handouts, present my like pre-diploma to my tutor, and of course on the 23rd driving home for Christmas to my family. So yeah, that'll be the days where I will not stream. I can already tell you that. But yeah, what do you guys think of that advent calendar idea? I think it would be quite nice, especially because I really do like streaming and doing these streaming paint jobs, as they actually help me get done the most. And you know, back to what I said earlier, just diversifying content, keeping up the experimental spirit. So yeah. Though right now I'm working a little bit sloppily. So, what should we got? Oh yeah, of course. With so much stuff going on these miniatures, you know, you sometimes forget which part belonged to where. For example, this white sleeve here on this zombie lady. It's actually supposed to be the same color as the rest of the dress, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I missed it the first time painting and then it just kept on moving. I always also try to be as clean as possible with my paint job, simply because I'm actually not the kind of guy who likes to go back, you know, do it the Midwinter Mini style. Go back, fix mistakes, and then go on to the wash stage, for example. I'd rather have it, you know, good looking the first time. But that, of course, doesn't always work. So. And with some spaces, for example, the white hair right here, you know, where there's no paint whatsoever right now, I'm also prone to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more laissez-faire with the way I swing my brush. Not at all a big deal if we get something dirty that... I just said it. I lied. It is a big deal. No, the brush itself was dirty. Okay. Disaster averted. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Everything alright? Everything going quite nicely? Already preparing your wishes for Santa? To give you that great and glorious plastic crack. To acquire more of James Workshop's finest. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. Alright. That works. Okay. And then another zombie done with the roots. 3 more to go. And then we can move on to something else. I really think I should have done this whole squadron thing. Maybe in like batches of 5 rather than all 10. Just get a little bit more, you know, visually going on. During these streams, we had the same problem with the Ulfen Watch. So yeah. Pretty sure I finished those guys off stream, so I think we spent 1 entire day just highlighting their armor. And after that, I think I didn't do another stream, I just finished the rest off stream, off camera. Together with, I think, Theinrich. So he just painted his guys. Probably a turn at that stage, my god. Turned into Porky Pig right there. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Honestly, to be honest, there's just not that much interesting stuff happening here. I'm just working on, keeping on working on newer projects, planning more stuff. Yesterday I spent the entire day world building for my diploma. So for everybody who doesn't know, I'm an art and illustration student, and for our diploma it's basically we're supposed to do some sort of, let's say, masterwork like you would do when learning you know, any other craft. And yeah, I chose for my diploma, I want to write a book. A great big book, fantasy setting, classic Knight's Tale, and for that I did, you know, I wrote a dialogue between 2 characters, and what I realized is that I do have a lot of the characters planned out and their like individual motivations and how they'll go about it and how their arc is going to progress. But I've never really given the group dynamic much thought, so I used to subscribe to the notion that it is rather cringe if, you know, there's a group coming together and the people all hate one another. But now that my group is finally about to be fully assembled in the novel, I've just realized that that's actually an entirely plausible thing to have happen, because you know, my group consists of a hedge knight, so a knight without, you know, nobility, an old soldier who served in the army, an elf coming from a, you know, folk that I made up completely myself, and of course a pirate kind of character. And I've realized that they don't really, like at this stage, don't really have any reason to really travel together. Because only the hedge knight really knows what he wants. He wants to claim a fortress for himself. The old soldier doesn't like the elf because he used to go to war against the elves. He doesn't like the pirate because he is, you know, a follower of the crown. And he doesn't really like the hedge knight himself, because he, like the hedge knight, deserted from the army. He is a deserter. Be it for, you know, a good reason, but still, you know, that's not the way he should go about it. So even about it, like, even regarding his best friend, he's not sure what to do. And so on and so forth. So I'm just like, dang, how do I resolve this whole group dynamic thing? I have some, you know, points planned. I've had them planned for ages, where, you know, the group really comes together and, you know, starts to form a cohesive unit. But, yeah, so far that's not, you know, we're way not there. And yeah, again, the other stuff of world building, you know, naming cities, planning roads, planning topography, all that good stuff. Oh, we have 9 people watching on YouTube. Holy shit, didn't think that. Hey guys, how are you doing? What are you painting right now? A horde army of yourself, or rather a nice character? I'm really surprised how well this old speed painting guide of mine has held up. I really still feel kinda scummy to have called that a speed paint, even though it takes like an hour per miniature. At least the fully upgraded version, I think. That being said, back in the day when I did that, I never really did speed painting. Even like following the guides that were on there, that were on YouTube, I never really followed them. I much rather always did my own thing. Which resulted in me like spending an evening, like an entire evening on like one high elven spearman instead of trying to get the whole unit on the table, you know? So when I finally started coming out with like speed painting guides myself, an hour to me was rather quick. Especially considering the great result that you got with that guide. You know, great in my mind at least. But yeah, I had a lot of people commenting back on that video, hey man, you take an hour per miniature, what the fuck, speed paint? I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. And again, you know, speed painting, I believe, is a conspiracy made up by Mr. James Workshop himself to sell more miniatures. Especially considering how pricey these people are, like these miniatures. You should be, you know, it's your good right to spend every, like, hour you want on it, as many hours as you want on them. To enjoy the painting is part of the hobby. The only part that has nothing to do with building, painting, and playing is buying more miniatures. That is an entirely different hobby in and of itself. And that part of the scene, let's call it, has nothing to do with the rest of the hobby at all. That is just pure addiction. Alright, hang on, let me quickly look up on my phone what the next step is. So we do the roots, we do the I think we'll do the part of the tombstone. Alright, let's just keep going, because some people, some zombies like this lady here, during Björn's asks where's the feed cam, and then you say hello. Really? Really, man? Who starts a conversation like that? Starting the conversation with where's the feed cam and then adding the hello? Well, thank God you remembered your manners, my guy. Well, my girlfriend has forbidden me to set up the feed cam. At least for now. Again, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up in a couple of months. And then I'll do something special just for you, right? Crafty Legion says, would love to see some Death Guard. And hello. You would love to see some Death Guard? Well, I have a good news for you. I recently painted a couple of months ago this little guy right here. One of Typhus, one of Mortarian's Chosen, right? This guy started out very roughly. He was a miniature makeover from one of my friends from years ago. So this man got his own miniature rescue, and I do actually have, gorgeous, thank you. And I do actually have 2 more guys. So I have this nice Viking right here, also from my friend. Basically, when he put them together, we were all together in Discord, you know, talking. And he was like, dang, all these Death Guard miniatures, there's like way too little parts on the sprue, I can't get them all together. So he took one of his spare dwarven heads to finish his one Death Guard. And then I was like, hey man, but no way Games Workshop would put out a faulty sprue. Are you really sure you're like overlooking something? And he tells me, oh no, I'm 100% sure I've got everything. And 5 minutes later he sends me this. Brothers in arms. So yeah, there's some more Death Guard content coming right up, because I think there's just so much potential with miniatures like this. And yeah. And if you really want to know it, I actually do have quite the old video on my channel. Love the kit bashing, amazing. It's I think the thing that I like most about it is that it happened completely on accident, right? But I digress. I think if you're looking for Death Guard content like right this very second, the two videos I'd recommend are, of course, the miniature makeover from the guy I showed you first. And maybe if you really want to know it, I put out a video called 1,000 Years of Corruption, no, 10,000 Years of Corruption, where I took a miniature, painted him in the pre-Heresy Death Guard color scheme, and then just kept adding on like more and more corruptive features. Like I dirtied up his armor, I made him grow some horns and pus boils and weird flashy excrements, and ripped apart his armor and stuff. So, you know, always with the same miniature, so just keep working with it. So that by the end I had basically an entirely different miniature to what we started out with. That's, I think, one of my very much coolest projects that I've ever done. I'll check those out. Still to this day, absolutely loved your Lady Olinda video. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, that one was great as well. Halloween is usually like a great time for nice videos. I think this year, though, to be fair, I think was one of the weakest ones. Iluna says hello there. Hello there. How are you all doing? Great to have you here, guys. I've been rambling on for 30 minutes like a schizo. Now I have actually something to talk to. Did you see my Halloween-themed BB team? BB team. No, I don't think I sent it to you on your email in the channel description. Oh, really? Then I'll check that out later. Then I'll check that out right after, you know, painting these guys. I did clear out my emails today. I definitely have to have another look, because I've realized sometimes your messages, especially when they're not being sent, you know, while I'm streaming, they just get put in the spam folder for no reason. So yeah, when was that? When did you send it to me? Like a couple of days ago or on Halloween? I have to check that out. Maybe I did see it. Not 100% sure. Recently my memory has gotten really bad because I'm always going from one. Resend it now? Alright, my phone vibrated and I've got the message that I've got an email. Alright, then I'll have a look right after finishing this fence and of course the other one. Thank you very much. I'll have a look right after finishing this. I think there's just so much more nice stuff that we can do, especially during the stream. And I think, you know, coming back to the Death Guard, we should definitely be able to put at least one of these guys in a in the Advent calendar, right? So. Oh yeah, for everybody who wasn't there when I talked about that, my girlfriend had the idea of a daily stream during the December. So just like your parents would make you a handmade advent calendar with like sweets and maybe little toys or something, I am planning to do an advent calendar in video Warhammer painting version, where we paint a different miniature that's going to be chosen by a Wheel of Fortune every day during December. Iluna says, I'm painting Curse City also. I've only got the Vargeist, 5 zombies, 3 bats, and the rats left. Ooh, let's go. That's not much at all. Hell yeah. Great job. Glad to see some more Curse City enjoyers, especially in this day and age. It's been so long since that came out. Still one of the coolest box sets, especially from Warhammer. Took me a half a year. Yeah. I mean, right. I mean, if you haven't already, I've made an entire speed painting series on my channel. If you want to have some Curse City content too. Yeah. What's it called? Keep you company. And I think half a year is really not bad. That's really not bad. The only reason I got it done so quick back in, back when I painted them, was because it was COVID time and I had shit else to do, right? A single jobless guy during COVID? Oh yeah. I got my guys done rather quick. Alright, hang on. I got a very kind mail from Durin. Hello, Durin Björnsen from YouTube here. This is my latest Blood Bowl team I've painted. Of course they are not done, but good enough for the next tournament. I thought that'd be fun to share since it's Halloween season. Best wishes from Sweden. Damn man, thank you so much. Hang on, let's have a look at them. There we are. Very sweet Blood Bowl team, hang on. So, what faction is this? This is... Oh, are these guys like from Grebo Miniatures or something? Or like a third party? Because I'm very sure that these are not Games Workshop's miniatures. Though a great color scheme, like the violet with the mustard saffron yellow and the bright orange. Necromantic horror. Really? That's a thing? Crazy. They look great. Dang, what? Oh, this is such a cool miniature, what the fuck? They're from Panga Miniatures, and the ghosts are hand sculpted, and I 3D printed all of the pumpkins for heads. Oh, hell yeah! So these guys are 3D printed, these guys are from Panga Miniatures. Again, great, replacement going on there. And the ghosts are hand sculpted. Insane. Your sculpting degree is doing, coming to great use as I see. Iluna says, by the way, the only model I've problem with assembling is the Vargeist Vargskyer. Or what it's called. Have you encountered any such issues? I'm pretty sure I do. I did. Let me try to remember, it's been quite a long time. And unfortunately, I think I didn't assemble him in the painting video itself. I'm pretty sure I assembled him beforehand in the unboxing video. You remembered, thanks. I mean, of course, I try to remember as much as you guys tell me about yourself as possible. Because, now with like around 10, 11 viewers each stream, that's still quite manageable. So, I'm really trying. But yeah, they look great. Is Blood Bowl a nice system to play? Because I've never really given it much thought because it was just so much outside of the range of what I'd consider to be, classic tabletop wargaming. I think if I remember correctly, the Vargskyer was quite as I'm very sure didn't he have like a huge gap? Hang on. I'll get my Varkscar, how about that? I'll get my Varkscar from the shelf. Right, I'm back. My god. Ooh. Definitely need to pick up sports again, that's a tragedy. Blood Bowl is the best Games Workshop game, and proof of it being so well balanced is that it's barely changed its rules in over 30 years. I mean, that's great. I play and have played all Games Workshop games from Wartime and Necromunda to 40k and Fantasy Battles. And Blood Bowl is the best, not only I never took a break from in 20 years. Oh, Blood Bowl is the only one I never took a break from in 20 years. That's crazy, that's cool. I think actually Games Workshop is kinda messing up with trying to balance everything for their other games, you know? I want them... If everything is broken, none of it is. So, that was my, like, calling for Warhammer Fantasy Battles. And I think they should definitely go back to that. Alright. This is the Varkscar that I painted now 2 years ago. For Warhammer Quest City. And yes, I see... So if I see that correctly... There's a gap here, right? These, his, not calves, but like muscles from his upper leg. And I think on the back as well somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a visible gap right here with his arm. And over there. Damn, he looks nice. Thank you. Really good job on the paint job. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know what was, you know, going on with me back in the day, because I was just cooking with all of the paint jobs that I did for Warhammer Quest, especially during the very short amount of time that I only had, because I wanted to get the videos out so quickly. So yeah, if you like this paint job and you haven't done your Varkscar, definitely check out my video. The video, you know, the quality of the video of course has aged a little bit, but... No, the quality of the paint job hasn't. And yeah, there are more gaps, like one here right there and one over here. I'm not quite sure if I did use green stuff on him, or if I just went with it. There might be a chance that your Varkscar is a little bit of a slightly lower quality than mine. Simply because mine was, you know, it came from the very first wave of releases. So the molds weren't as used up. That might be a reason. I don't really think so, though. I think the way I handled it was just to try and incorporate the gaps into the paint job as much as I could and try to not pay it too much mind. Though, I'm gonna be fair, this right here on this leg, this over here, this looks a little bit like I did use green stuff. Not 100% sure. And I think there's also some shenanigans going on over here. Yeah, I think I had to close up some of the gaps with green stuff. And on the other gaps I was like, oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal. For example, even this here looks more close off than the others. By the way, I've had to do 3 conversions in Quest City. The first was because I've lost the head of one of the vampires, so I used one of the giant bat's heads instead. Oh, yo, that sounds sick. That sounds kinda sick. Especially considering the lore, right? I mean, the Varkscar basically is what happens when a person tries to become a vampire, but fails to, you know, hold down the animalistic side of it and just gets lost in the curse. So this is what happens. A Vargscar is basically a failed vampire. So I think a vampire with like a bat's head. So a vampire that's like right on the edge of turning into a Vargscar. I mean, that would probably look sick, right? Oh, he deleted his message. How dare you? I don't usually make mind game likes on armor like clothes. It can look like sewing or joinery work. And on creatures it can look like scars. Yeah, definitely. Damn, I forgot what I was typing halfway through. Damn, yeah, happens to me as well. But yeah, I think I did close like the worst gaps I had to close up with green stuff. But other than that, I don't think that like the worst gaps are like some of the gaps, like again here on his arms and stuff. Definitely, you know, you can just basically roll with it. In the end, it won't look too bad. You have to do it like old movies, right? Everywhere where the shot gets a little bit wonky, you just need to make sure that there's something else in the picture happening that'll take the attention away from it. I was admiring your work. Oh, thank you, man. Iluna says, well, then I was lacking one giant bat head, of course, so instead I took a knife and added one from the free skeleton's head on it. Really? So hang on, you have one vampire with a bat's head and a giant bat with a skeleton head now. Or a skeleton-ish head, right? That's so cool. Do you want to send in some pictures? Yep, alright. I mean, if you wanted, if it isn't much of a hassle, you can of course, if you want, send a picture to my email for me to review right now live on stream. And if you have Instagram, of course, you can send it there. Whatever is, of course, more convenient for you. Ow? Oh yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel description, there should be an email at the very bottom that you can reach me with. Or otherwise, I do have an Instagram account called Brink of Art, where you can, you know, reach me as well. Vampire models with skeleton heads look low-key actually cool ASF. One of my local players converted his whole vampire army that way. Dang. Yeah, I think that can definitely look cool, especially if you're going for more of a, like, you know, grimdark approach with, you know, which Games Workshop actually now does as well. The vampires of Games Workshop are actually, like, if you think about it, nothing more than just glorified zombies anyways. So, yeah. Let me quickly look at my phone. What's next? What's next? Oh yeah, stuff like hair color. I'm pretty sure that I want to give the lady in the white dress some brown strands of hair. Oh yeah, by the way, when you send something to my mail, please be sure to also let me know in the chat, because neither Instagram nor Gmail sends me a notification every time, so yeah, especially not Instagram. Doesn't let me know. Even if I'm on the site, they don't give me the icon that somebody sent something, which sometimes makes it rather rude. At least I feel rather rude. You want to know the craziest story with like messages that have been sent and that I've not received? It actually comes from fucking Etsy. I had a guy trying to commission me for a piece, so he reached me via direct mail instead of like via an offer or something. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, what do you want? And then he sent me some pictures of a diorama. And then I looked, and I was like, alright, I'm pretty sure I could do that. And then when I returned, the chat was gone. Like, the chat log. And I was like, damn, did I get ghosted or something? Did I reply too late? What a rude guy, you know? Like, I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out what I did wrong to, like, piss this guy off or shoo him away. And then, like, a month later, I, by accident, go into the spam section of Etsy, and although it was a legitimate conversation that he and I, you know, participated in, Etsy decided that it had enough and just put it in my spam folder without notifying me, so I didn't know what had happened to our chat. And I only found out like a month and a half later. So for him, of course, it wasn't like I was ghosting him, like he was ghosting me, but he had the feeling that maybe I ghosted him or something. And I was like when I found out, I immediately wrote him like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, shit. Of course I can do that, you know." He lived in France as well, so it wouldn't even be, you know, even logistically speaking, it would be an easy, you know, job. And he never replied, because he was probably pissed that I ghosted him. And Etsy got me out of like maybe $100 or you know, quite a nice commission. What a dick. So all those vampire romance novels can be thrown out the window. Yeah, definitely. When it comes to warmer vampires, definitely. Vampire romance. Oh, shit. I need... I'll be right back. Whoa. The light on my camera is fueled by a USB-C cable that I think is on the other side of the room. Sorry. Talking about the Lords of Darkness will get you nothing but darkness, apparently. Oh, sorry. We're experiencing technical difficulties. And see, so at the beginning of the stream I was talking about the stream from Games Workshop, where apparently everything, you know, died all the time. And, you know, I was like making a little bit of a joke out of it, but then I was also like, okay, you know, everybody experiences hiccups from time to time, and if I do any more jokes, then karma will surely show her head quite quickly. Here we are. So, whoa. There we go. Everything back to normal. By the way, Ilunas, what did you start with when painting the Cursed City? Did you start with the heroes, or what did you start with? Because I'm pretty sure, you know, you have 5 zombies left. I, back in the day, started with the zombies, just to make sure that I could get some practice in with these newer models before committing to the most important ones. So yeah. Guess who's back, says Matt from Pressburg. Hey, man. How are you doing? I hope you had a great start into your week. As I for sure did. The heroes. So you started with the heroes. Nice. I mean, the heroes of the Cursed City surely are one of my favorite models. At least back then. Like Dagny Holdenstock and like Glauriof and Alten, who I casually have on my table as well. are definitely like such cool models. I adored them so much when they came out. And of course the Inquisitor as well. I forgot his name. Yeltsin Darok, I think. Such cool miniatures. I like keeping the best for last. I practice on the Horde first and then the heroes. Yeah. I did too. I always have to think about this one lady who came into the stream a couple months ago, telling me that, you know, she started with Age of Sigmar like half a week ago, like a few days ago. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. What miniature did you pick for your first paint shop? And she was like, Laukavai. Lady Laukavai, the mother of nightmares from the Vampire Court. I was like, what? And then she sent me some pictures of the miniature, and she looked very good. And I was like, dang. Starting off very strong. And I think like the miniatures that she painted right after that were like a couple of Blood Knights or something. I was like, okay, you know. Some people start off small, others go all in right away. Why not? Whoops. Oh, sorry. Duran Björnson asks, I think I missed it. Had some wife aggro? And maybe missed when you said your final thoughts on Darkwater Spot game? Oh, you mean... Oh, yeah. So, you mean back on the weekend? Yeah, I can talk about that in a second. Hang on. Matt from Pressburg says, not much. My car's headlight lights bulbs are done. I need new ones, and to get new for a 60-year-old car is not that simple. Dang. Yeah, I imagine that. Oof. I think the car that my girlfriend drives is like 19 years old. And, you know, getting original replacements for that is already quite a hassle. Thankfully it's a VW, so everything is good in Germany, but still. Good evening, looking good. Thank you. We're still very much at the basics, but, you know. Great to have you here, Vash. So, yeah, with Dark Waters. Dark Waters was an insanely cool box set. Holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? It basically... So, I think the big winner of the Year of Chaos is definitely Nurgle. Holy shit, did they give him new fucking great looking releases. And, on top of that, all of these releases you can get basically with Dark Waters. You get new, like, cultists, you get the new beastmen, although not the very cool zombie fight looking ones, but, you know, the ones in the middle basically. You get a great looking, fucking great character model, a bunch of very cool character models as well. And the way that Darkwater is, like, made just conceptually is so cool. Like, the way that all of your maps are neatly tied together in a book that you just have to page through. The way that you can play it for yourself or with a bunch of other people. The fact that there are characters that you can basically unlock as you progress the game. So cool. So fucking cool. It looks so good. A really promising set. And my guess would be, I think Curse City was like sitting at around $120 back when it came out. So I'm guessing that Games Workshop is going to release Dark Waters around 180-ish. Which I think is fair enough. I think you're also getting around 60 miniatures. Curse City was, I think, more than that. So Curse City was 60 on the dot, and I think Dark Water's like, what, 53? But holy shit, are the miniatures cool. They actually blow Curse City out the water in terms of miniature quality. So yeah, I'm very keen to see how that one goes. And I would definitely get Dark Water for myself as well. Though, and there's the Cold Water, next year is my diploma. So, I actually am not sure how much time I'll actually be able to invest into painting and playing that game, because I need to be very cutthroat with my time then. Yeah. I'm a bit split on buying Dark Waters. I like the bad guys more than the actual hero models, but I did prefer the modular dungeon building system in Cursed City over the book terrain system in this. I get what you mean, Thynry said the same thing. He told me that he liked... You know, I think I'm... So, yeah, he liked the modular building one as well. I think I'm a little bit split on that. I liked the modular building system in maps that were quote-unquote procedural generated, like the escaping and the suffocating Gravetide missions. Though what I didn't like was, you know, just setting up a board that was static for all the other missions. So I think they could have done, like, they could have taken more advantage of the modular system, even for the static missions. And I think I am going to miss the procedural generated maps in Darkwater. But man, it's just so much more convenient, isn't it? I'm a huge fan of convenience when it comes to board games. Perfect, I found one. Oh, I ordered 16, says Matt regarding his car light bulbs. Man, yeah, that's the right way to go about it. Especially on a 60-year-old car, goddamn. And Iluna said, so I've sent it to your email. The last conversion was that I've wanted an additional banner bearer for the Skellies. Also sent my Glorio. Alright. So I've got a bit of paint that I've just mixed up. I'll use the rest of that. And then I'll have a look at my email folder. But, you know, already now I can tell you thank you so much for sending the pictures in. I'll be very happy to look at that. My voice is already giving out, dang. Oh, what else? Ugh. Maybe the leaves? I think the leaves as well, yeah. Duran says, but board games will forever be the best thing Games Workshop makes because they're not live support. They don't live support them and basically take their dirty hands off of them. Yeah, pretty much. I also quite liked the DLC that they put out for their board games. So, you know, for example, the ones that they did for Blackstone Fortress and the ones that they did for Cursed City. I like those quite a lot. Although the Cursed City ones didn't come with miniatures, what I didn't know back then. So I basically have the DLC, but I don't have the miniatures for them, which is kinda stupid. But, you know, okay. Yeah, I think I can definitely agree with you on that. And I think they need to definitely, like, calm down a bit with all of their balancing. This is tabletop gaming, not Overwatch. You don't have to patch, you know, put out a patch every other week to keep your game tournament ready. As we said, I think in the previous stream, I'm the kind of guy who, you know, buys the codex and then doesn't look up the addendums that they put online. I don't care. I can't be bothered. It's not that deep. Alright, Illunas, I'll have a look at my email folder right now. Yeah. I basically now have... by the way, I apologize for my potato photo quality. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. I mean, if you want to talk potato photo quality, just turn on my face cam. Hi! Alright. Where's Gmail? Hello? Ah, there we go. Alright. Varkscar, download that. Download the bat. The bat looks cool. Right, there's Skilla. Ooh, alright. Alright. Cooking with Glaurio. And there we go. I think I've got all. So there is actually a massive gap right here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Guten Abend, says Spencer Kitsune. Hello. Guten Abend to you as well. Same, I don't play often enough to have to read new rules every time I get back into it. Yeah. Again, I play like once a year, so that means for me I have to actually get into an entirely new edition every time I want to play. I think I just got lucky at the gaps as well. Potato photo quality team assemble? Yeah. Again, I just hope that my charisma is enough to make up for the lack in photo quality. Alrighty. There we go. Where is it? Where did he download them to? Oh yeah? He told me he has downloaded them, but where? Where to? What? They're not in the gallery. Downloads. Really, I have to do it like that? Okay. Okay. First of all, the Varkskyer, Illumina's Varkskyer. You can show them on stream if you want. Oh no, I definitely do want to. I just always, you know, I take great care to not show your guys' like email addresses, and sometimes they include your real name and stuff. So I always like download or screenshot everything you send to me before I show it, just to make sure. Alrighty, hell yeah, my god. The gaps are actually so much. I think I remember the gaps being quite bad. Yeah. But if you compare it to this, yeah. My only flaw apart from my potato photo is my humbleness. I see. Alrighty. Oh, let's go. Look at this. Based with, it looks like Xandri Dust Primer. How do you paint your bats that you use the Xandri Dust for the primer? That's interesting. I just spray primed mine black. I'm pretty sure with a zenithal highlight after that. But yeah, that looks dope. Very nicely done. How did you do that? That actually looks like two different skulls set atop one another. No, actually, oh right, this is the base and the. Oh right. Nice work. It looks like it's supposed to look like that. Well done. After that we have right another angle. Ooh, let's go. A blue Glaurio van Alten, hell yeah. He looks like a proper aristocrat. God damn. Oh wow, the split on the shoulder pad as well. Very nice. Working. It works very nice with the way that the model is set up. You've taken great advantage of that. Very nice. Simple and nice, very convincing. He looks like a marine officer, like a navy officer, which looks very good. And here we have the conversion for another banner carrier. Congrats on the job. Damn this YouTube thing. What? Anything going on your end? Oh, did you get censored? Did you get censored? Because I feel like I'm missing part of the conversation. Damn this YouTube thing, what do you mean? Yes, oh, you got censored. Twice. Right. That makes sense. Hang on, I think I can roll back this stream. For absolutely no reason. Yeah, I don't know what's up with YouTube. I hate that I can't just tell them to not moderate my chat. Like, I'm a big boy, I can take it even if you guys send. Like, even if people send crazy stuff. So, yeah. Again, quite nice conversion. So you've taken a regular spearman, put on these rings, which look actually like copper coils, am I correct? And then just stuck the banner on top of that instead of the spear tip. I asked if you saw my diorama base I posted on Insta. No, I don't think I did. But I can check that out. So you posted that on your page. That should be able... Ooh, you chose that vampire for the bat's head. Such a good choice. Dang. Also really like the bloody feet and everything. Very nice. The streak in the hair. Iluna says, with my Glario, I went for more 17th century Navy officer look with a dash of Witch Hunter. And it's a copper wire. Dang, let's go. So I'm 2 for 2, I'm actually on point, let's go. Again, great Glario and great vampire as well. Very nice, ooh. Very nice greenery going on in the background as well. Nice, nice, nice. Good vampire. And some more gaps on the Varkskyer, alright. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, maybe it actually is a decrease in quality of the mold. Yeah. Apart from that, I can only ask the obvious questions like, did you properly scrape off the sprue bits, the leftover sprue bits, and the mold lines and stuff? Because those are usually like the worst culprits of a bad bit. So Matt says he has... Holy shit, what? Matt says, dude, eBay project for the community, it's complete on eBay. Brother. By the way, what say you about the new Cathay range? I fucking love it. I think it's great. I think it's great that Cathay actually now has, like, on the tabletop, a, technically speaking, bigger range than it has in the actual game. Oh, it's not from you. Alright, it's from... I don't know who that's from then. Hang on, what? Oh, it's from nobody. Okay. Right. Okay, then I have to answer them later. Minis to paint is my account. Bingo, right. There we go. Yeah, I think it's great that they now have a range that's actually bigger than in the game. Though of course there now has been a patch, so maybe these levies have been patched in. But yeah, I think it's great. I love the casual heroes, so either the astronomers or the regular generals. I love the peasant levies, I think they look fucking amazing. I love the Iron Hail gunners and the Jezzails basically, right? I did not think they'd do that much for Cathay. I thought they would release like maybe Longmark Cavalry or something. Like one unit and then that's it. Maybe like the elite warriors, like the elite Jade warriors. But no, they actually outdone themselves with the Cathay range update. I think that's great. And I'm very happy for Tiyun. The boy, like the man from the Netherlands. So, 3 days ago. A base diorama. Hey. Where is the... Oh. Okay, hang on. Instagram is glitching. Ah, there we go. Ha ha ha! Would you like? I need to make my... Okay, calm down. There we go. My god, again. Don't... There we go. Alright. Very nice diorama. Very big one as well. Oh, hey. Hey, geht's noch? Just be normal. Can it be normal? There we go. Is that a non-metallic metal on the cannon as well? I'm seeing like some very nice light reflexes, and I don't think that's because of the way that you... Yeah, definitely. Like the wheels as well. That's some nice non-metallic metal action, dude. Very colorful bunch. And the rock formations also look very natural. Good job on that. Like the diorama, definitely. I do like the diorama. Very nicely done. And I'm guessing the Dwarven engineers are removable, because at the end of the day they are the life points of the cannon. I like the aesthetics of the infantry. I heard they would be a paint in close order. What? They would be a paint in close order? But yeah, that looks great. Ooh, there are more pictures. Non-metallic metal action on the cannon shell spotted. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, hell yeah. Some drinking on the job. Always helps with the aim. In Germany we say Zielwasser, right? And of course a swappable cannon, that's also great. Oh, so, okay, so the diorama thing... Oh, right, now I get it. I get the placement of the cannon. Right. Great, yeah, I like it. Pain in close order, sorry, that was for Cathay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Great diorama, love it. Thanks for raising my attention to that. Anything else on here? I'll try to disassemble and look. I mean, or just try some green stuff. It's really not that, like if you've got some, maybe go over it with a little bit of green stuff to close it off, because it really is not as hard as many people think it is to work with. You don't even need like proper tools to work it as well. Like a regular toothpick already goes a long way. Panzerkitsune says, I finished painting the Stormhawk Interceptor, but I wasn't happy with the model itself. It's way smaller than it's advertised as. Oh really? I thought the Stormhawk, like, well known that's very small. It's as big as a Space Marine ATV. Dang, that is small though. So now I'm just gonna focus on making a Tempest Cyan Krieg mixed army? Ooh, hell yeah. I actually thought about, because today is the 11th, right? So the end of the Second World War. It's I think 80-year anniversary if my math is correct. So I was actually thinking about maybe doing like, I didn't know if that was tasteless or not, like painting some Krieg miniature as like, you know, a fitting theme for this day. But I decided against that for two reasons. For one, again, I thought it was a little bit tasteless maybe. And on the other hand, I also thought, I also didn't have a thumbnail ready. And I did feel quite exhausted when I started the stream. So I didn't want to paint up another thumbnail. Matt from Pressbook says, I want to make the display board for dwarves. Still looking toward you for sketches. Right, so the thing that, yes, by the way, you know, as a member, again, I do owe you a proper portrait of you as your favorite Warhammer character, or like, as your favorite Warhammer something, you know? So, for example, yourself as a Space Marine, yourself as a Dwarven warrior, something like that. So, you know, you still can tell me anytime that you know what you want. You can tell me what exactly you want to have as a portrait. And when it comes to the dwarves, I think, yeah, so if you want, just tell me the size that you're looking for, and I could definitely sketch something up for you in, like digitally, and just send it to you. I'd like to do that. Again, I'll try to do a 30-minute sketch every day. So, the more training I get, the better. My diploma is approaching. Now I still have time and I need the training. I hella know what I'd like. Oh yeah, really? Again, you have my Instagram and my email. Just tell me your vision, and I'll try to work toward that. Is that a deal? Panzer Kitsune says, I realized the most agonizing thing now, GW released a Tempestus-themed big box. Had like 3 sets of Science, 1 command set, 2 Taurox Primes, and 1 Valkyrie about 200 euros 10 years ago. Yeah, the big cool boxes are all gone. I mean, now I'm fairly certain that they are releasing some battle group boxes, I think they're called. Which are a little bit bigger again, though I haven't checked on the prices, so I'm not sure if the deal is as good. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I do need to use the toilet. Oh, Battle Force, right, thank you. I really need to use the toilet. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Hang on, can I prop this up so it looks nice? Maybe like this. Do you guys have something to look at while I'm gone? I'll be right back. Alright. Okay. So, if you want free advice on art from a 17-year-old gaming development concept artist and illustrator, let me know. Ooh. I mean, hey, if you actually do want to like have a look at what I'm doing, I did put out a video, maybe you saw that, basically what are finals like for an illustration student, I think it's called, where I showed like everything I did for illustration, though I'm already past that point. Hey, hang on, we can look at a few sketches I did if you want, yeah sure. Think of me when you hold it. I'm stealing this paint job for my VAR, guys. Right. You're not the only one. Hell yeah. Again, the paint job, if you want to have that exact result, check out the paint job. Check out the speed painting guide on my channel. I like how the pale skin feathers into the dark, gritty skin on the hands and feet. I probably just started the darker skin earlier up the arms. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I think the arms have a very stark, like cut. The feet as well, huh? But yeah. A very nice trick of that one. The music already over? No. Speaking of art, I'm getting myself an art commission from an artist from my coming B-Day on Sunday. Ooh. Alright. Panzer Kitsune. Celebrating his birthday on Sunday. Very nice. A great thing to get a commission as well. It's one of my 2 original characters I had for D&D. Ooh, that's nice. That's always nice. I once had a commission. I actually am in the possession of what Games Workshop would consider to be illegal artwork. Because it's featuring a scene from Warhammer 40k with me and my friend in there as like characters and Gilliman and everything. But Games Workshop, of course, can't know about this. They will send the Pinkertons to my house to cease any fan art activities. Yep, happy birthday as well. But it's for the upcoming Sunday, right? So this Sunday. All right. Right. Okay. Oh, hoppla. GW wants to know your location? Oh, definitely. And Illuma says, will do on the part where I recommended my speed painting guide. Definitely. Though, again, if you haven't seen many videos of me, I don't know. Maybe check out a recent Halloween upload after that. Maybe the Lady Olinda speed painting guide. Or painting guide. Or the Death Guard rescue. Because again, that video with the VAR guys, I think the paint job still is quite good. And the tutorial as a whole. But the video quality definitely has gone up after that. Illegal art? Oh no, the worst sin. Yes. A multi-billion dollar company worth more than the entire British fishing industry cannot allow independent artists to make $10 of a commission featuring their IP. That's a big no-no. I think the funniest thing when it came to the reveals on like the weekend, and it was actually Theinrich who raised my attention to that, was that Games Workshop, like they released new Skitarii units for Warhammer 30k, for the Horus Heresy, and they are called Battle Pilgrims, Skitarii Battle Pilgrims. But they wrote Pilgrim with a Y, so it's like Pilgrim or something. And Theinrich was like, yeah, they probably, they can't copyright Battle Pilgrim, so they wrote them with a Y, so they can, like, have a stronger lever for a copyright argument. And I'm just like, are you really? Are you for real? I had to laugh out loud back then. Because I think he's probably very much on the money with that analysis. I think Games Workshop, and I said that on the weekend as well, is just so scarred from their like experiences with their IP and how bad they've managed like copyright issues in the past, that now they just take no chances, and it's actually going to a ridiculous degree. Reassemble the Voxcar and it's a little bit better. Hey, nice. That's good to hear. Glad for you that you were able to reassemble it. Oh, by the way, hang on. If you could disassemble it so easily, are you using glue? Or are you just, you know, doing it as Games Workshop intended and just and only using like push fit, so no glue to hold the parts together? No, that can't be. Hang on, you're doing a lot of kit bashing. You're probably using glue. Or are you? We don't mention NSFW in the PayPal invoice. Pilgrim, loud how anime studios say Kiki Cola in T-shows. Yeah, probably. I don't, yeah, well, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Because they say Kiki Cola to avoid like trademarks and stuff. But Games Workshop is like calling them pilgrims to enforce trademarks. I don't know. I think Pilgrim is going a little bit far. Push fit? Alright, so no glue. Maybe then that has something to do with it as well. Could be, at least. My experience from Putfish is glue for the kit bash. Oh, okay. Nice. So far, I'm pretty spot on with my analysis here. God dang. But yeah, sometimes with push fit, like it doesn't really work that well. So sometimes it's actually, like, between the lines can be recommended to use glue with push fit miniatures, especially with the bigger ones, for example, like the Voxgeyer, to hold the parts better in place. But again, that's only if you're, for example, like pushing them together and after you release them from your grip, the parts pull away from one another again. If that's not happening, then glue probably won't fix your issue. That's wrong. That's just a regular plank. It's not supposed to be green. It's not supposed to be white either. I'm thinking of not gluing the track units on the tower rocks and buy a third-party mod with heavy terrain wheels instead. Looks like a badass overlander truck then. I actually like that version better. And I'm so used to seeing people build the Taurox with wheels instead of the tracks that for me it's actually now cursed to look at the tracked version. So yeah, I think you should do that definitely. I've never seen a Taurox model with wheels that hasn't looked amazing. In the grim darkness of the 41st millennia, or AOS, there's only bad grammar and trademarks. Yeah. I mean, at least on the grammar side, you know, some of the books, especially the Dawn of Fire novels, in my opinion, maybe not all of them, but they kind of slap. Like, some people really know, some authors really know the language that they're using. There is no denying, says Durin, that there's no denying some of the third-party models you can 3D print online to look like Games Workshop models. I just think it's scummy because they're acting like they didn't copy tons of IPs already existing back then. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. I think that's also a thing. I'm not sure if Games Workshop, you know, has the introspective to realize that. But a lot of the reasons why their copyright was so ass, why they were so weak in that regard, is, as you said, the reason that they are already copying so many more, like, things. I think, settings. I think that's of course the reason why they did Age of Sigmar and killed off Fantasy, to have a new IP with fresh trademarks, and like proper trademarks. And I think as a hot take, you could even say that the Primaris Marines are also were also introduced with that reasoning in mind, because you can't copy the word Space Marine, but you can copy copyright the word Primaris Marine. So maybe that was also a reason why they introduced them. Hot take here. Imagine the symbol of the 5th Chaos God is the copyright symbol. Yeah. But that actually would be like more a god of order, wouldn't it? Oh no, actually it is a god of chaos and mayhem. Just not for the not for James Workshop, but for all of the artists and YouTubers. Like, I had such a cool project planned, like such a cool fan project, like a great animated audio narrated story with like proper voice acting and everything. I had all of that together. Only for then Games Workshop going around and suing everybody who did something with their IP. Like, even like the smallest of channels. And I was like, alright, maybe I should wait this one out. And put the project on ice. Kinda sad. Durin says, my unpopular opinion is the 5th Chaos God is actually Sigma, the god of dogma. And feats of blind faith. Oh. Panzerkitzen says that was before they got bought by investment firms and got all that corporate evil. I'm not sure if... yeah... That definitely probably has something to do with it as well. I mean, you know, certain companies invest and suddenly there are female custodians. I don't know. Don't want to go too conspiracy-y today. That's not a hot take, that's the cold hard truth. Truth! I mean, yeah, well. I'm slowly opening my third eye as well. Seraph and Lizardmen are literally demons of light. Ooh. That's also a great take. Yeah, I mean, they kinda are, aren't they? Though they are better than demons of chaos. Because they actually do have a proper anchor in the real world. And don't have to rely on the whimsy winds of magic. Like the chaos demons do. And like corruption levels and stuff. The demons of light are just big ass lizards. Or small derpy lizards. Opening the third eye, you need to go to the bathroom again. You just sacrifice somebody in the back rooms to tell the truth. Yeah. I had some important businesses to attend to. So good to have you here, guys. It's so much easier to stream with you lot around. Definitely want to say that. You know, there are the kinds of streamers who are just begging for money and belittle the audience. I'm just sitting here like, damn, you guys are awesome. I couldn't imagine streaming for 3 hours just trying to constantly talk to myself. Eventually I'd run out of stuff to talk about. Especially nowadays, since I'm always just sitting in my room. I love when my parents, like when I'm back in my parents' house, like with my parents, and they are like, hey, Jan, how are you doing? What are you up to, son? And I'm just like, guys, I'm up to fucking nothing. Nothing new. I'm just painting miniatures, and if I'm not painting miniatures, I'm painting oil on canvas. There's nothing happening. It's literally the same. Day in, day out. What do we have here? What color is this? This is the Fang, and I think I need that for some reparations. Thanks for streaming also, man. It's a nice thing to be here. Hey, thank you. Glad you see it that way. I'm always getting pumped to do some hobby when you stream. Almost done with my Warcry Falcon Flameseekers. Ooh. Hell yeah. Hey, that's great to hear. It's great to hear. I'm very glad that you're getting something out of the experience as well. And again, I do enjoy streaming a whole lot. I would do a lot more if I had the time for it. Hang on, there we go. By the way, I've been experimenting with AP's rust effects on the undead ogres if you want to see. I definitely want to see that. Yes, hell yeah. Send me some more pictures. I want to see everything. I want to see everything you guys do all the time. Even though sometimes I mix your projects up. Because, you know, sometimes the names are different than the ones that I see here in chat. And then I don't have as strong of a connection in my mind. Oops. There we go. Durin says you're missing out on making a Discord server. It's basically the community keeps the hype and conversation going on your behalf. Share advice and you can tag everyone when you start streaming. It's really useful. Ah, definitely. You guys have actually convinced me that maybe it is time for a Discord server. The thing is though, I have a person who has watched my streams, like a fan, who has watched my streams for ages and has been there through, you know, the very early days of me, you know, streaming more regularly. And that guy actually, I think he told me he has already set up a Discord channel. I only need to contact him. The thing is, I don't really have his contact, so now I'm kinda hoping and waiting for him to show back up in chat. Though he did tell me that he is falling on kind of hard times. So I'm thinking that may be the reason why he's not showing up. So I don't wanna, like, I wanna give him more time to hopefully come back here for me to reach out, because I don't wanna, you know, make a Discord server and then for him to be like, hey man, I put so much effort into this one, you know. I need more dwarves! Never enough dwarves, of course Durin Björnsen would say that. Matt, be honest, aren't you already on like 20,000 points worth of dwarves? No, I think it's what 14,000? Discord server would make it easier to even show photos for the quality. Ah yeah, that as well, yeah. Yeah, we've actually reached the point where I would be like, alright, now I have enough people that are interested in a Discord server that it actually warrants me creating one. But again, Inquisitor is his name and, you know, don't wanna just... Ich möchte ihn nicht übergehen, as we say in Germany. Not yet. 14,600. There we go. See? I thought it was around 14,000. 20,000 points was like your Space Marines, wasn't it? Holy shit, and I thought I had a lot with my 6,000. Yeah. Durin is cooking us. I actually don't know how many High Elves in Empire I have. I used to keep track, but I've completely fallen out of touch. I mean, later in the year or early in the next year, I want to do the Pile of Shame drinking game, where I drink a shot for every miniature that I forgot that I own. And I think it will be during that video that I'll realize how many points I actually do own. Send, says Illunas. Alright. We must put on the sick paint coat. Nah, it's this, the dünn. Wir müssen den dünnen Paintjob auftragen. Okay, sorry. What's next? I actually don't know. It's scaled down to a dwarf wartime warband, just 10 models of 150. Damn. I mean, that's what happens, right? I've built massive armies over there, absolutely huge contingents of soldiers. Now to only now play Warcry, where it's like a dozen at the most. That'll summon the Duncanist demon. Oh shit. You should tremble in front of the book. Duncan Rhodes. I think I saw only one video from Duncan Rhodes ever. I can't even really remember which one it was. I think it was the Imperial Guard one. That's already a really old one. I'm pretty sure if you were to do a like new guide for a more contemporary age, for a more sophisticated painting style, it would look a lot better than the stuff he did back then, which I actually really didn't like. I don't know what it was, but my first experience with Duncan Rhodes was actually not that good. I thought his Imperial Guard looked, well, not so nice. This will be the comment that gets me cancelled. It's like trash talking Steve Irwin or Bob Ross. It's not trash talking, but you know. That particular paint shop I was not fond of. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A controversial opinion, the German dub of Gimli in Lord of the Rings is better than the OG. I actually don't have the OG in my mind like very strongly, but I like the German version one hell of a lot. There we go. Does the crow have an eye on its beak? Yeah. Cool, right? So cool. So fun to paint as well. Such fun. I've just noticed now, haven't painted my zombies yet. Yeah. I've also only noticed when it was time to paint that. I was wondering back then when I did the painting guide. What is that? But then I realized once I got to it. That sounds like heresy to me. Gotta go AFK, alright. Nothing beats 21, 22 und 23 on the walls of Helm's Deep. Yeah. That was actually the first scene that sprung to mind for me as well. Alright. Alright. Yeah. I've actually been really looking forward to, as I said, the Darkwater release and reveal. I kinda hoped that they would do a very speedy release before Christmas. I don't know why, you know, to just get people to spend some money right there, but it would probably be more likely that they'll wait for it till maybe late February, March-ish. That would be my guess at least. And again, with all the stuff coming up, I'm very anxious to commit to such a big project. Because these things also really tend to be rather seasonal in terms of like content creation, you know? You have to be rather quick with putting out the videos. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I can do that sensibly. And I have to get my Ushab Bone out again. Hang on. Should rather take Sandry Dust for that. Yep. There we go. That being said, you know, I'm pretty sure I would still want to get Dark Water, even if I wouldn't do any videos about it. Simply because it looks really promising and the miniatures are just so cool. Would give me so much variety in terms of painting. And I definitely need to get my PO box in order as well. The packages that I sent didn't arrive there. So I really need to find out what the problem was. Would be a real shame if, like, for example, nobody would send me his Kaitan Demon Engine. Only for it to not arrive or get lost in transit or something. That would not be okay. Okay, I have more than 19,000 points if you count every Gotrek I own. Army of Gotreks. Holy moly. Now we just need to... I mean, you could reasonably say you've got 20,000 points of dwarves, because I'm pretty sure you can get the rest of the 1,000, you know, the needed 1,000 via magic items that you equip them with for a battle. You know, your lords and heroes. Should be a breeze. There we go. Okay, what next? I mean, the Raven, of course. The Raven, I think I'll paint with just straight black. Magic is heresy? Alright, sorry, I mean runes. Is that better? Engrave some more runes on the armor. It's like in Warhammer 40k, when the Space Wolves say they are against Psychers. And then you ask them what that was behind them, and they said they'll look at you and say that as, oh no, that's not a Psyker, that's a Rune Priest. Dirtbag. You can't just reclassify things with your own names and then act like it's any different. Alright, there we go. And of course, the other Raven as well. Do you now realize, do you now see why these guys take so long? There are just so many details. Them runes hold my beard. And golden runed, excuse me? Golden runed what? How did that go through? How did that go through, Duran? How the hell did... Yeah, people get censored for all sorts of ridiculous reasons, but that message went through no problem. Are you kidding me? It's why they're so uptight all the time? I guess. But again, how did that message go through? I'm guessing YouTube auto mod just, you know, seems to agree with you on your point. What the hell? If I ever get to the point where I have so many subscribers that I have a, you know, my own, like, YouTube representative spokesperson. Not my own, but, you know, a spokesperson to be assigned to my channel. That would be one of the first things that I would ask, like, hey man, what's up with the YouTube auto-modding on my streams? Oops. And speaking of subscribers, again, I'm very happy to announce that my channel is experiencing quite some growth in the last couple of days and weeks. So yeah, thank you guys for everybody who joins and tags along. I'm very happy to see that. It's been amazing to, you know, watch the number get bigger, the numbers. And of course, has been a true blessing on my motivation and, you know, drive to put up my content. So yeah, thank you very much. Well deserved. Aww. Aww. Thank you. The chatbot knows I have a good heart. I love that idea. Like one bot wants to ban you, like not ban you, but censor you, and another chatbot comes in and stops them, saying like, "Nah, I know him. I can vouch for him. He's good." There we go. A rope around his neck. Good stuff. Or it's nah, let him cook. Love that idea as well. Love that idea as well. I think these stakes, didn't I do these stakes in like Sandy Dust as well? In XV88? Think so. Definitely looks good as well. So I'll do that. So they kind of do like look like more iron stakes. I think I have to make a comparison to my other models. But I'll do that later. Don't wanna go grab them right now. There's of course this as well. Oh, I used Sandy Dust on the trousers. That's of course a little bit unfortunate. Let me get Sandy Dust then. Which mini in Curse City do you think looks the best and the worst? Best and the worst. Let me think about that. The best and the worst. Who do we have in terms of miniatures? What do we have? Gorslav the Gravekeeper goes really hard. He's definitely, like, he deserves to be in the top 3, at least. Kulathis as well, though I might be a bit biased because I am an Elven player, and back when Curse City came out, Kulathis was the freshest Wood Elf model that there was in existence back then. So maybe that's, I'm a bit biased with that, you know, saying that. I can pretty confidently say, though, that I think the worst model in the Cursed City is actually... Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's actually Raduka. Not gonna lie. I like his, like... Initially, I really liked his design and his aesthetic. You know, the Kislevite hat, the Kislevite outfit, the Slavic influences they designed him with. But compared to Raduka the Beast, and now the fucking antagonist of Darkwater, I think he's just really... Maybe he has aged badly as well. That could also be part of the reason. But yeah, I think Raduka might be the worst miniature. Of course, I'm not counting, like, for example, the gravestone markers and stuff. Because that would be, you know... That's not really what we're asking here. Yeah. I think it's actually Raduka. The elf quite surprisingly easy to paint. Yeah, right. I was quite surprised as well. She went rather smoothly. Same for Imelda Brasco, the female knight. Very easy to paint. Had her armor done in like 5 minutes. Now I really hope to see you paint a dwarf sometimes. All this talk about dwarves made me want to paint mine. That came out weird. I mean, again, I could do a compromise. You know, there are people wishing for more Death Guard, you're wishing for more dwarves. I can definitely offer you this guy. You know, trying to make you both happy. But I also do have, technically speaking, I do have Grombrindle. But the coolest Grombrindle to ever have been released. Grombrindle on his shield bearers, you know. Grombrindle together with Joseph Buchman and Gottfried Garnison. Though I will probably not paint him because it's Theinrich's model and he, you know, it's his model, so. And because it is such a unique model. Back when he got it, he told me like, oh man, it's such a cool model, I definitely want him to look like perfect, maybe you wanna paint him, and I was like, yeah, sure, but I'll wait for a second, because maybe you'll change your mind on that. And now he's changed his mind a little bit more, he's like, maybe I should paint him, and I'm just like, yeah. I'll wait for a little bit longer, because I'm pretty sure you'll come around and say that you'll wanna paint him. Do I have any other dwarves? I'm not quite sure, though. Maybe some Karadoran Overlords. Because I think their classic color scheme, as, you know, GW paints them, looks quite bad and does their sculpt quite the injustice. Because all that metal in metal is, you know, is not doing them any good. So yeah, maybe that. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Whoa. That's it. There we go. And dwarves, that makes the book. I own that kit. It's the only Void Dwarf mini I own. Perfect. Yeah. I think maybe I'll do... I could be convinced to paint some Karadoran Overlords. I would definitely love to paint a miniature like the Ironclad, you know, the Ironclad gunship. Or the frigate. But again, they are rather expensive, and I've actually reached a point where I'm like, can I really justify buying more miniatures? And the answer is kinda no. Maybe once I'm done with the eBay project that we currently have, that we'll have another look at eBay, especially at Karadoran Overlords, and we'll do another miniature makeover together. That would be quite fun. Once Industra is completed. There we go. Radical could use some love, his empty hand for example, but the wolf coat is cool as hell. Yeah, the wolf coat is kinda cool. I don't really like his sword though, like not quite. And I also think he is a little bit too bulky, if that makes sense. So I'm not that impressed with his shape as a miniature. You know, Raduka the Beast goes so much crazier. And again, the Nurgle antagonist of Darkwater is also just insanity. Insanity distilled in a single model. Oops, sorry. Justification for this channel, simple as that. It used to be like that, it used to be like that, and look at what it's gotten me. So many miniatures that I haven't even touched. Right here, you know what I justified buying for the channel? I bought both Age of Darkness box sets, Saturnine and the other one. I bought Theinrich's Leviathan half. I got myself, like, I wished for my birthday. I wished for Morkai's Hunters. a Malkador tank. I got, you know, my friends got me some Kazarkin and Irkin Jaegers. What do we have over there? I see Blackstone Fortress that I got for the channel. I got so much stuff, bro. And that's only the stuff that I've, you know, that I can list from the top of my head, which I haven't even painted. I'm pretty sure if I would buy no mini and would try to release like a video every 2 weeks, because I think every week would just decrease the quality too much. But every 2 weeks, I'd have enough ideas and miniatures for the next like 2 to 3 years. Which is why I want to do this last epic push to get this channel rolling properly. To maybe actually do that. But yeah. Crazy times. I can't justify buying any much more for the channel. Send you my Radaka as well if you want to look. Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah, hang on, you sent me the other mini as well, right? Yeah, I'll have a look right after. Right now. Why not? Right now. Slow the 40k, more old world. Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel bad because I remember when I started this channel, especially Cursed City, a lot of the comments were like, oh, finally a painting channel that paints like more old world and stuff, you know, woo, and all of that. And then I completely pivoted to 40k, and mostly completely by accident. And I didn't get out of it because there were so many cool 40, like the 40k lore had me in a very tight grip. And I couldn't stop painting 40k, and then only later, like a couple of months ago, I realized, hang on, I kinda betrayed my original viewer base. Maybe I should return to AOS. So yeah, definitely. Yo, 2 hours already streaming? YouTube needs to work on them notifications. Nice music today, says nobody. Hey! Glad to have you here, man. Was just talking about you, that you too have like a big demon engine for me in store. Gotten also in contact with the good old DHL, and yeah, they just advised me to try again with a different package, but I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake in the address. He's been waiting to send it for like 11 months. I know, man, I'm so sorry. I'll swear, I'll get to that. Now I'm on vacation. Now I actually have time to set that up properly. And I'll promise you I will. I will finally get to that. What is that? Those are... I think those are the other guys. Alright, it doesn't download to my... That's unfortunate. Okay. We have it 1957. So! The rust from the Kosargi Night Guard. Nah, don't be, you got your life in plans, brother. Yeah, but that's kind of a big plan that I'm currently, you know, always pushing behind, and the Demon Engine would be such a cool project, especially because it would be another, like, community project. Definitely want to do that. Illumina says, once I finished with Cursed City, my friend commissioned me to paint his Ankh, the god of Egypt. What? Which has, with all expansions, has 176, 76 miniatures. Damn. That really gives me flashback to the commission I got after I sold my first Cursed City. That was like Hero Quest, which also had, like, with all extensions, like 200 miniatures. Be sure to take it slow and don't burn yourself out, man. But yeah, some nice Korzargi Night Guard. Definitely love the field grey on their cloaks. Hang on, where's the next picture? It's in quite a bit. Ooh! Hell yeah. Ah! Hang on, let's do it like this. Oh yeah! Oh, those are some great cloaks. I really like how you didn't go with the, you know, Games Workshop color scheme but went with more of your own style and your own vision. Really appreciate that. That's great. That's also very brave to do. Very nice. Very nice. Awesome Kurzagi. Right, more rust. Very nice rust as well on this one. Very neat. Just imagine it would be a good push for views and subs. Oh, sure. I mean, that as well. I think I could do some great stuff with that. And again, you know, I'll say it once more. The growth has been very good as of late. So yeah, thank you to everybody who is new on here. And there we go, a nice Raduka as well. Very bright. Very nice contrast between the main part of the villain and his cloak. Very sweet. Oh yeah. Purple on the back. Can't really see it right now, but yeah. And there's some more! I see a Bretonian knight! Spotted. If you want the community project, you can ask the viewers to send you a painted me as a show of support for the channel. And a Discord server. Yeah. Yeah, Discord server when? Again, I do wanna... You guys have managed to convince me to get a Discord server, but I don't wanna let Inquisitor's work be in vain. I'm still hoping for him to show up, like in a couple of weeks, maybe, hopefully, so I can just build upon the work that he has already done. I don't want to just, you know, overrule his work. Nobody says I'm managing a Discord for my guild if you want some help. Oh, thank you, thank you. A lot of people, I really appreciate the support. A lot of people have offered me like help or building a Discord server and everything like that. But again, you know, Inquisitor was the first. He was here when I just started out streaming, really. And I still want to, you know, wait a little bit longer to give him the chance to, you know, be the foundation for the Discord server. I can help somehow too. Thank you very much. That's great of you guys. Illumina says, I started with Evergreen Fog for the skeleton banners and then made it the enemy color scheme. Sounds like that you can retire off the money you get from that commission. Oh yeah, 176 models is not cheap. That's for a good friend, so I won't take much and it will stop me from buying minis for myself. Hey, that's also good. So I think I have had a look at everything now. Yes, bingo. There we go. Illumina says, oh yeah, the retire. Matt says, brother, we'll get him there eventually. I promise you, it's coming, it's coming. Maybe I should try to retrace my steps with the streams that I've already done. And look if there's a way, if I, like, how I can, get, like, Inquisitor on the horn without waiting for him. Maybe I can show more initiative. Maybe I should, you know, hang on, I'll clip this, tag him, and then and then hopefully he'll get into contact with me regarding the Discord server. How about that? I hope so. He's sturdy. He is as sturdy as the gates of Moria. Oh, the co-host Mechanicus guy? That crack was nice. Oh, thank you. No. That's Steinrich. Inquisitor is again one of my longtime channel viewers. Although I haven't seen him in a long while. I'm pretty sure it's not because I have fallen off, although I kind of did in between, you know, things. And I think it's more because of just, you know, to be honest, he has just fallen on quite some hard times, as I have heard in between the lines from when he was here. We're just messing with you, everything a good time. Oh, no, I know that. That's completely fine. I'll just play along. Thanks for the reassurance, though. Okay, what next? What next? We have been streaming for 2 hours and 25. Let's say we'll stream for like round about half an hour more, right? Maybe the zombies will actually get done, huh? What did I do? Okay, I actually have to get a zombie that I painted for reference. There we are. There we go. Yes, in the background there are some Bretonians and the Sleeping Beauty, aka Lionel. That's funny that you say that. I too have him on my table. Gift from my girlfriend. I haven't finished him yet. The shame, the shame. Yeah, Till Inquisitor, greetings from the rest of the community. Always bad to hear from a brother in bad times. Dude, the music is perfect for D&D adventure painting. Planning. Nice. I gotta say, is the music louder than usual? Because I can't tell. I always do a sound check beforehand, and it always sounds the same. Yet I feel like when I have the music playing via my wireless headphones instead of my like cable clinker headphones, I think it's louder. I think it's perfect. Alright. I definitely have to look into that more then. The sound is always different. I need to do a sound check every day. Every time. Alright, these are the zombies. Damn, they have aged though. Dang. Didn't I upgrade them? No, I did. Wow, okay. Sheesh. They have aged quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, what I wanted to see is if the gravel was grey or not. And the gravel is grey. Okay. Let's just take some Ashen Grey then. And as I said before, I came to this channel for the old world reason too. You were painting the Stirland Captain. That got me interested and I got stuck here, still waiting. Wanna know something cool? I actually have a very nice old world project completely finished and only needs to be edited now. And you know what that's gonna be? It's not gonna be Empire. It's gonna be their closer relatives. Bretonia. And it's going to be a very special model with the name of the Grail Relique. A very cool model to build and paint. Building was a complete pain, took me like a day and a bit. Because the tin didn't want to hold at all. Like, I'm gonna be very honest, I think the next time I'm working with a tin model of those proportions, I'm straight up getting myself a soldering iron to link the parts together forever. Oh, for real, for real? Oh, that's good, thank you. Oh damn, yeah, the Grail Relique. And I've painted all of these guys, like all of those guys in great length. Every single pilgrim. I think if you guys maybe remember, I asked a couple of months ago. Dang, that's so long. If I should do a video like one-parter or like all-in-one video, or if I should do a two-parter. And I think you guys, I'm not quite sure if I remember correctly, I think you guys voted for a two-parter. And that was considering the Grail Relique, because the pilgrims themselves were already so much work that I thought it would be warranted to show them separately. But now I'm actually not that sure anymore. Now I think I can trim down the actual size of the project in terms of editing and video footage quite a lot. Oh damn, brother, I can help with metal models. I love building them. Oh yeah? Well, I've got the only large tin miniature that I have still coming up is the trebuchet from Bretonia as well. Like one more big trebuchet. Oh, and of course I've got some Grail Knights made from tin as well. Though again, that'll be quite some time. Still. They are a quote-unquote commission. A lease, basically. From somebody who I met on the... I'm not saying who I met, but I can tell you his title. He is the Herald of the Silver Dragon. And we got into contact. And he found out that I paint miniatures. And he was like, hey man, I've been collecting Bretonia since like 2002 and I've never gotten to paint them. And I have basically every single miniature now. And I was like, oh, I love Bretonia, that's the whole reason I got into the fucking hobby. And when I was, you know, confident enough that I could finally be able to, that I would finally be able to paint them, they discontinued the miniature range, no. So yeah, that's how I got those models. I'm painting them for free, basically. But I'm also taking a lot of time. Sure, I love building my Inquisitor Karamazov. I really enjoy to paint metal minis. They have more character. Chunk of metal that it is. Berserk Frog says, nice, what are these for? These guys are the zombies of the Cursed City for Warhammer Quest. A closed-off adventures. Hang on, so this is the current version. This is how she will look later, although this miniature is already 2 years old, so I hope she'll look better now. That's not the new one, is it? No, that's not the new one. The new one is Darkwater, and the Cursed City was the one that came before it. You might not have heard from that, because it was such a disaster upon release that Games Workshop completely purged it from their records for the longest time. Like, they deleted all promotional material and everything. But yeah. That Warhammer Quest set, I think it's still available. And it features also a lot of very cool miniatures. Each of which I've painted on my YouTube channel 2 years ago. The videos have aged, but the paint jobs have not. But yeah. Again, I'm not quite sure if maybe I should get Darkwater as well. Paint them on stream. But yeah. Berserk Frog from Twitch. There we go. Yeah, as for Warhammer Quest, I've literally only seen Darkwater because the models look cool. Oh, the models for Darkwater are amazing. As I said previously, I think the big winner of the Year of Chaos was Nurgle. And Darkwater literally gives you the whole Nurgle range, more or less. Like, everything that's new there. Including some, like, amazing hero models and a great gaming system, at least from what they described. I think that's very cool. Wuchak says, it sold okay, but it was COVID times and the whole plan collapsed. I don't think it was COVID times. I heard it had something to do with the fact that, you know, Brexit happened and they weren't really sure of how to do things now. And it was a whole fiasco about made in Britain versus, you know, made actually overseas and stuff like that. I think that it had something to do with it as well. Matt from Pressbook says, this one seems to be based on the painting of Girl with a Pearl Earring. At least reminds me of that. Oh yeah, definitely. The one zombie with the headband. Yeah. I think I said something similar when I first painted her as well. And nobody says, can you list the music titles somewhere? Totally digging them. Oh yeah, it's very easy. It's just called, it's a playlist on YouTube called Jazz, but not too jazzy. I got them recommended like a couple of weeks ago. I started, I clicked on it as like a meme, but then I was like, dang, that one quite kind of rocks. Berserk Frog is excited because I might get to paint them next year. Ooh. So you're wanting to get dark water for yourself as well? Ooh, let's go. Again, I think it's going to be around like 180 euros. That would be my guess for like dark water. Maybe it'll be even lower than that. But yeah. Great thing to get for yourself. Holy shit. Generally supply issues? Oh yeah, that's surely as well, yeah. Are you double casting on YouTube? Yes, I am. YouTube is my main account. That's where I've released a whole lot of speed painting guides and cool painting projects, all YouTube related. And yeah, if you're looking for a great YouTube channel, I can only recommend myself. Well, either I get it myself or I paint them for someone. Ooh, so you do commissions or something like that? That's cool, that's sick. Pensakitsen says back. Nice. Iluna says, how long do you guess I've been painting, since your guesses have been on point so far? Ooh. Dare I give a guess? I'd say... Oh my gosh, it's so easy to take this as an insult, maybe. I'd say 3 years. Am I correct? Around 3 years, between 3 and 5, maybe? I would get Darkwater to make a Blood Bowl team out of them. Why, though? Do we know when Darkwater releases? No. I'm fairly sure they won't release it before Christmas, which I think is a little bit of a shame. So I think they'll release it at the start of the next financial quarter, which will either be the end or the end of February or the start of March. That would be my guess. Also, it's a little bit in theme of, you know, them revealing something and then releasing it 3 months later, roundabout. That would be my guess, my educated guess. Woodchuck says, I'm not getting Darkwater, not going to paint Nurgle. Fair enough, fair enough. I just love Nurgle. I haven't, like, I was disgusted by him for the longest time. But now I'm kind of digging the aesthetic. This is a guy that I painted for the Rotmire Creed for Warcry. Which I originally picked up because they were the cheapest warband. But they made me kind of fall in love with the whole aesthetic. Berserk Frog says, I kinda do, but it's more like for friends and such. Ah, okay, I see. I mean, hey, that's the best way, right? That way you get to paint minis, you get to see them once you play against your friends or with your friends, and it doesn't cost you a dime. I did that for the longest time as well, it's so great. It's amazing. Absolutely not my palette entirely. Oh no, I 100% get that, yeah. But again, I think the Darkwater releases are just great. I like the new, like, from the big antagonist to like the little plague zombies that they have, and as well as like the other like characters, and especially the core entourage of heroes is also very old school, you know, just regular knights and soldiers with like a mage in between. I like that quite a lot. I don't know, feels quite retro. First one wrong, a year? Ooh, alright. Dang. I guess I can only say you're evolving quite well. I think you can, I think I could see, so my guess would be that you painted the Korsagi after you painted Raduka. Is that one correct? Because I think between these two models I could already see some evolving happening. I should start to build my warband for more time. Totally forgot I got lost in the underway. Yes! Ah, bingo, let's go. Hell yeah. Does that even it out? Yeah, I need to get back to my Tantalus as well, but kind of can't get myself to do it. Tantalus? What's that? That doesn't ring any bell. But yeah, I have so many projects as well. I think, so for everybody who's currently watching the stream new, there's actually an enticing, like an exciting project happening soon. And it is this lady right here. Industra, the Celestial Spear from Warhammer Age of Sigmar. This miniature came like this from eBay. It's bought and paid for by the community. Thank you very much for all of the generous donations. And yeah, this is going to be... She's going to be built and painted, you know, made as like a miniature makeover. I will try to rescue her, basically. Do the best that I can. And once she's done, she will be basically, yeah, part of a giveaway to all the people in the channel. So I can give right back to the community who helped fund her. So yeah, it's going to... I'm very excited about that. Because that's basically what I want this channel to be in the first place. Like, driven by the community, for the community, right? Dark Elder Tantalus. Alright. Ein bisschen. Ooh, that one. That model should have been in the best model of the decade list, yes? Yeah. Industria the Celestial Spear was in the best model of the decade list. I think we gave her a rather low score, actually. I think she landed in D tier. Which, you know, is kind of crazy for her. Like, for the original model, of course. But compared to the other guys who were in that list, yeah, kind of deserved. And Theinrich and my girlfriend didn't like her either. But the wings are from Sylvaneth, right? I actually have no idea. The wings, to be very honest, don't even look like they are from Games Workshop. I think they're from something entirely different. Because they're just so crude. And even the plastic feels different. So I don't think it's actually like proper Games Workshop miniatures. I'm pretty sure after I rescue her, I wouldn't even be able to take her to a proper Games Workshop event, because they would say, that's free party. Third party. I didn't see her there. On the miniatures of the decade? Aw. Yeah, the VOD was kind of like rewatching the VOD. It's kind of crazy, especially to see how many people watched it afterwards. I find it kind of funny. I didn't think that many people would watch it. So I'm just sitting there, you know, drinking grog, drinking alcohol, being a little bit tired and snarky. And then afterwards I saw the views on that stream and I was like, holy shit. And the next day I was like, the next time I came with like nice lighting and in a nice suit and everything. We don't have biostrip in Germany. Oh yeah. Do you also use isopropyl alcohol to take the paint away from models, or do you use that goopy paint remover? I use none. I get why people use stuff like that for their own personal miniature, you know, makeovers or eBay rescues and stuff. But I personally think that, you know, as a content creator, I have to offer something more. I have to offer something more of a like crazy challenge. And that's why I never take the paint off of any miniature that I do a makeover for. So, you know, great example would be, again, this Nurgle miniature. The Chosen of Mortarion. Who I painted, just painted over him and redefined his features and stuck to the original paint job as much as possible. And the original paint job looked like this. So this is basically how he looked before. And this is how he looks now, without stripping any of the paint. Because again, I think as a content creator, as a guy who wants to do this for an audience, I have to offer you a little bit more, right? Are you entertained? Yeah, warte. Klar. Ja. Hang on, wo ist es? Nee, ist aus. Ist aus. Ja, 100%. Alright. There we go. Hang on. Facecam back on again. There we go. Fun police don't allow fun. We don't have biostrip. Oh yeah, okay. What faction in AOS would you reimagine aesthetic-wise? I didn't have Deepkin. I didn't have Deepkin and Caradron Overlords, not gonna lie. But I'm pretty sure I didn't have Deepkin. Though I think with the Caradron Overlords, there is some stuff that you can, like, I say Caradron Overlords for the paint job, I say Idenf Deepkin for the miniatures. I think the Idenf Deepkin are just really suffering from the fact that they got released very early on in the Age of Sigmar days. And after that were just basically forgotten. I really don't like their infantry. Though that might be because I'm a little bit biased, as I expected them to look like, you know, usual elves, only for them to look nothing like that. And the Caradron Overlords just have a shit paint job in my opinion. I think the paint job really doesn't give them any justice, like doesn't give the sculpt any justice. As all of the metal parts that are atop on just more metal parts are just, they don't look good. Because again, you can't see the sculpt. I mean, look at this, right? This is a Caradron Overlord right here. Look at this crazy guy. What? Like, this guy goes harder than any Mechanicus model. What the heck is even going on? But you wouldn't be able to tell that. You wouldn't be able to tell if I paint this guy to, you know, like the proper Games Workshop color scheme, because everything would just be silver and bronze, and it would just go over it. Like, it would just all blend into one another. So yeah, I think Caradron Overlords should have gotten a different paint job. Alright, I'll try to send you a mini too. Ooh, me? A painted miniature? Someone didn't know when enough is enough? No. We're talking about Heinrich here. He's crazy when it comes to building miniatures. He always goes all in. For the Deepkin, I would imagine them more the style of Atlantis, ancient Greece. Yeah, I mean with ancient Greece, I think we pretty much got the Luminev now. But apart from that, yeah. Okay, it's the same paint as the rest. Okay, in that case I'll paint that as well. Where is one thing brown? There it is. I don't know what I really expected from the Idenf Deepkin. I think their infantry just doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like enough. The characters of the Idenf Deepkin and like their cavalry models, like for example, the turtle with the weapons platform, they look great. I have nothing against that. And I think their color scheme is also very nice. I just don't like the infantry. And guess what? An army mostly consists out of infantry. So yeah. Björn Björnson is a fan of isopropyl alcohol when stripping miniatures. Yeah, again, I wouldn't know. There have been times where I was like, dang, I should definitely strip the paint off of this miniature. But again, I think it's just more interesting to see what someone does with a miniature, like as a proper rescue. You know, if the premise is to rescue a paint job, I think it should be a given that you don't strip the paint. Again, for content. I'm speaking only for content creators here. And Caradron are a bit much over-designed, sometimes more is less. Again, I think they're over-designed because of their shitty paint job. I think if you gave them more of a you know, as like this one like book character with the blue armor, if they were created more in like that regard, it really wouldn't be half as bad. I mean, bad is also a far-fetched here, right? But still. During that's my general information with A. No, I missed this. Damn it. I stripped with isoprop and I didn't wear gloves. My hand was super dry after. Used a tube of hand cream the following days. Oof. Yeah. Again, I think the thing is why I go so harsh on like not stripping miniatures, again, as a content creator, is because when my friends first told me about the channel eBay Miniature Rescues, I was really into the concept and I was like, oh dang, that's so cool. And then I watched like a video of him, and the first thing he did is like take the miniature and then strip all the paint. And I was like, bruh, what is the difference now to just a regular paint job? You know? Imagine going to the doctor for like a wound or something, and they just send you out with an entirely new arm or something. I don't know. It's just, again, doesn't feel quite right. Another artist I support did a sketch for me of my drow as Krieg infantry. That's heresy right there. What? You know, on the topic of illegal art. That's straight up illegal. But yeah, cool. It's very nice to, you know, or jokes aside, I think it's very cool that if you have an artist that you like, that you get a, you know, customized work from them. Customized piece of art. I like to do that myself as well. Though for me, this usually results in like trades. Like an art trades, if I'm lucky. Of course you'd say that. Not stripping the minis kind of honors the paint job of the previous owner. I think doing this is way more sympathetic. Yeah, again, that's also a little bit of my thinking. So when I started YouTube, my very first video was an eBay rescue, basically. I rescued 10 Cadian infantry men. And I didn't really know how to do this. So, you know, it was my first video, so I didn't know jack shit. And I remember very distinctly that my first idea was to approach this whole thing as like some sort of like Gordon Ramsay-ish charade, you know? Going very harsh in the into the paint job of the previous owner, saying like, oh, what is this shit? How to blah, 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 blah. But then I was like, dang, it's it's kind of mean. And I was also like, who the fuck am I to say that, right? You know, he can say that because he's a world-class chef, but I like, nah, that's kind of mean. And so I was like, nah. So at first I didn't, and on the one hand I don't want to do that, and on the other hand, again, I think it's just such a disservice to the previous owner. Calling it a rescue in the first place is a little bit of a, you know, pretentious thing, but you know, you have to call it somehow. And yeah. Again, that's why I also stick as close to the original vision as possible, which again is going to be quite interesting with this industrial model. I will have to deviate somehow, you know, away from this. I think the armor, I think I can pretty much do in this style, but the wings, of course, I mean, they are barely painted in the first place. I think we can do something more with that. But yeah, all in all, I'll try to stick the same. Big plus in my book, thank you. On the question of Krieg, have you thought of painting kitbashing a Space Marine as a Kriegsmarine? Sorry for the pun. Kriegsmarine. Never really thought of that, but I've seen other people do that, and I think there are also like proxies for it on Etsy, at least like head options and stuff. Yeah, I've seen other people do that quite successfully as well. I do want to do more with Creek as well. But that's gonna be basically a collab with a game that I really enjoy, Foxhole. So I wanna paint a Krieg army with the theme of the Warden faction from Foxhole, because I think that works rather well. Just so much work. Can't get to it. Gordon Ramsay supervising somebody painting minis would be fun as hell. I mean, again, maybe as a sketch, right? But I don't want to come with that out of the blue. Like, imagine sending, for example, somebody sending me a miniature. I like thinking like, oh, I'm so intrigued of how he's gonna turn this around or change something here. And then it's just me completely ripping into the poor guy's paint job, like, nah. I can do that after like, kinda 10k subscribers. 10k subscribers and I become a mean guy. I mean, Gordon Ramsay is not mean, but harsh. Alright. Come along quite nicely. You've just remembered I still have my first 40k models ever unpainted. It's Imperial Guard from the stud collecting box. Ooh, really? That's quite nice. I mean, I have the Griffin, the Lord on Griffin from my first ever box. The Battle for the Blood Island also still unpainted, so I think it's not that uncommon of a theme. Yeah, the owner might have watched the video. Yeah, might have. Sometimes that happens. One time, I actually had a guy watching the video who I didn't contact beforehand that I will make a video. Like, after I bought it. Sometimes after I buy something, I want to get the owner's perspective of, like, how the paint job came to be and what the thought process behind that was. But back then I didn't. And that guy actually found the video on YouTube and commented on, you know, what he thought and everything and my analysis of his paint job. And that was really cool to see. Only finished the Lehman Russ. I mean, of course, Panzer Kitsune is going to only focus on the tank, right? Old World Community, how many cannons are legit? If you're going in with a 2000 point match, I think between 2 and 3 cannons is cool. I need a head though. It feels like the whole composition of that Stormcast model focuses on the intention of the head. Yeah, definitely. I do have some heads that I think I could use for that. Either, it's also, if, you know, of course, Industria always sounds like an incel saying that it's a female. I don't really know how many female heads I do have. I have some Elder, but that wouldn't really work. I have to probably dig a little bit in my bits box. Dwarf player, wait, there's a limit? Yeah, right. You mean the 50 plus Dark Angels? No. You know, him I came into contact with beforehand. Like, before even buying, right? I had to write him to send me the miniatures for free, right? But, it was, Eisenhorn. Okay, log out. Have fun, everyone. Oh, thank you for staying around for so long. Have a good night. The glorious Power Shovel. Ooh, yeah. Power Shovel would go kinda hard. I mean, a Kriegsmarine, sure. I think a Kriegsmarine should be more bulky, though. Like the depictions of Darth Vader as a Space Marine, right? I think then that might work. Bruh moment. You're right, but I'm still stripping and criticizing my own models like hell. I mean, that's only natural, right? We can do like a community project where you guys send me like the worst paint jobs you can. I would love to say that you can find, but again, then maybe the person who you're taking the pick from might not want that. But like the worst paint job of your own, for example. And then just me purposefully going in there, being all mad and Gordon Ramsay-ish. That would be kind of a fun fun idea, right? Good night, bye to nobody. Isn't that cool? I have a stream and nobody's logging out. Wow! Okay, what's the last thing I want to do? I'd love to wash these guys, but there are still so many like small details and small stuff. But what I do want to do are the roses. As you can see here, a lot of miniatures have like roses on their bases and stuff, on their like next to their tombstones. And I think a little bit of corn red would go a long way. So let's do that. Enough of that, I think, you know. I'd probably call it. I've just remembered the faction that needs AOS redesign are the Stormcast. I would love them in more medieval style plate armor, more angular, and the helmets especially. A bassinet would be great. Was just about to say Conrad. Bingo. I mean, the Stormcast definitely suffer from the fact that they kinda have an ass paint job too. I like the new one far better than the old one. I think the old, like, Custodes style of painting really just threw me off for the longest time. I didn't really like that at all. Though I think the Stormcast are also a faction that thrives off of different Stormcasts. If you want to see a great Stormcast project, Google the Amber Fall. Hang on. The Amber Fall project. That's... Oh, what? That's a great way of doing Stormcast, in my opinion. And that's also mostly the paint job that does the heavy lifting there. If you ever try to paint Stormcast in grey metal, they look much better than the cartoonish gold they're going to get marketed as. Funny that you say that. I do have a lot of Stormcast on my table and on my shelf. A lot of guys that still need painting. And I actually do know exactly, kinda exactly, how I want to paint them. And it's going to be a lot different from what Games Workshop does. And it's going to be very close to what you guys are telling me right here in the chat. Yeah, can definitely look forward to that. I really fucking hope that I finally get, you know, the time to do that. Amberfall, you're right. Actually, Amberfall fits my description. Bingo, there we go. Yeah, Amberfall I think is one of the coolest Stormcast projects that I've seen. And I think it's also very fun that, you know, a single guy came up with a concept of, you know, a concept of painting for a Warhammer faction that is so popular and so well received that you can actually just type in Amberfall in Google Images and it'll show you the correct miniatures. Like, that's very cool. That's just a great feat in and of itself. Alright, you're right. Wow, that dashes a little bit. But still a little bit more of Renaissance plate armor would uplift them, even I would consider collecting them. Yeah. I get what you mean. How would they look? Maybe that would be a fun idea for like a concept art stream. Like another digital painting stream. Where we are redesigning the Stormcast Eternals. That's definitely a fun idea. Sure, you know, why not? You know what? I'll do a I'll gather some resources. I'll gather some nice references, and then maybe later down the next 2 weeks, we'll do a digital painting stream where we'll redesign the concept art stream. Do it. Oh yeah. I think that's a good idea. Alright, then you guys can look forward to that either on this or next Thursday. How does that sound? Not quite sure if we'll do that exactly like that. Have a little bit look around. Have a look around a little bit. But I think that's a nice idea. Definitely be up for that. Okay, there are no roses. There are roses. Honestly, if you just changed the hats, you might already be onto what you are describing. And 3D printed helmets are cheap to buy and make. Yeah. I think the thing that I think is... I don't know how to feel about 3D printing, because, you know, 3D printing in and of itself is kind of cheap. The 3D printer itself is like the barrier to entry. Especially for a guy like me who makes no money. And next to no. That being said, I do kind of have no excuse, because I actually do own a 3D printer. One of the family friends of ours is collecting 3D printers, and he gifted me one of the ones that he was no longer using. So yeah, should be able to 3D print. Problem though is, you know, you're not supposed to stick around a 3D printer for too long, especially not a resin printer. And the one in question that I have is a resin printer, and I only have a one-room apartment, like a one-room flat. So that's why I'm very hesitant to try out 3D printing, because I'm already having so many other hazardous what's it called? Substances in my room, like oil, turpentine, and stuff. I don't need 3D printing resin to join the mix as well. Alrighty. I think what's the coolest miniature of today? Maybe not the coolest, but one of the cooler ones for sure. This guy. I think we made pretty good progress. I forgot to paint the stake down here. Would you guys like to see a continuation of these zombies? What I want to do, what I would do then, is finish the rest of the basics, wash them, and then only do the extras and the details with you guys. Are you guys interested in that, or should the next painting stream be of a different model? Zum Beispiel. For example, maybe an Earthshaker cannon, or what else do I have? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe something else. Different model or same zombies, but then details. Illumina says it's a deal then. I'll catch you on the content art stream. Got to go. Have a nice evening. Oh yeah, alright. Thank you very much for sticking around for so long. It was a joy having you here. See you then. Definitely needing a separate room for the resin printer. Yeah. Alright, but again, as I said, I think you made some great progress today. Thank you very much for all the support that you showed during the stream. Highly appreciated. And I would stream for longer if I could, but getting a little bit tired. I have a resin printer. I didn't use it for over a year now. Yeah. And I have to look into that stuff and so on. I think I'll do that maybe once I have at least like a girlfriend and I can have a flat with like one more room at least, right? Or like maybe a cellar or something. It's so hard ending these streams because they are so much fun. But again, it is almost 9 o'clock and I promised my girlfriend to be off a little bit, you know, more on time. Dylan Björnson says, I use it every week. Hang on, let me do the face cam. Dylan Björnson says, I use it every week. I'm printing models for my whole local community. Hell yeah. Hero of the people right there. I had a resin printer, but it wasn't as much fun as I thought it would be. I think one of my friends wants to get an FDM printer, so, you know, maybe having these two printers in action, then we can, you know, yeah, see all the differences then. I mean, resin is also the more difficult 3D printing method, right? As far as I'm concerned. As someone who has never 3D printed anything in his life, I think that's the case, right? Probably covered its cost by a few times over. Hey, let's go, nice. Panzer Kitchen says, I sold it off. Have a nice night. Thanks for streaming, Jan. Hey, thanks for watching. And with that, have a nice evening, guys. I'll catch you probably on Thursday. Then with either a concept art stream or another painting stream. I'm not sure yet. But I think I'll let you know in the community section. Thanks to everyone who stuck around. Thanks for the people who watched on Twitch. And I wish you guys to have loads of fun painting your own minis. Have a great Wednesday and a great Tuesday evening. Bye bye! Stop streaming.